In November of 2017, a YouTuber named John uploaded a terrifying video titled "Scariest Thing I Have Ever Caught on Camera" to his channel Exploration Unknown. John's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often shares footage of him exploring various abandoned locations throughout North America. In this particular video, John chose to explore an abandoned farmstead located somewhere in the United States. According to John, the farm stretches over 100 acres of land, but has been abandoned for a considerable time. Since then, it has been rumored to be haunted, with multiple reports of ghost sightings and other bizarre occurrences. Despite all of this, John decided to investigate the farm at 3 in the morning. He began his exploration by venturing deep into the woods to locate the abandoned farm. As he walked toward the location, John noticed that the area was overrun with overgrown trees, and the various structures appeared severely damaged, with some on the verge of collapsing. This suggested that the farm had been abandoned and neglected for a significant amount of time. As John continued his exploration, he moved from one area to another and noticed all the machinery and equipment that had been left behind. However, while investigating one of the sheds, that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
I'm not gonna lie, that really freaked me out when I first saw it. Which is weird because it's like somebody's jacket just hanging there. This old barn garage. Oh wow. That actually still got, oh wow. It's unopened motor oil. That's really cool. There's a bunch of cans up here. This is probably not the safest structure to be inside of right now. It is all collapsed everywhere around me, except there's one little spot I'm in. Here's what I want to show you guys. Okay guys, what is here in front of me? The 1953 5-window Chevrolet 3100. This is my dream truck. This is the truck I want.
As John walked into the garage, he noticed several sealed cans of motor oil lying on the shelves. Outside, he discovered an old 1950s truck, suggesting that the owners must have suddenly abandoned the farm. This detail was particularly alarming, given that the farm is rumored to be haunted. However, as John made his way toward another part of the property, his camera captured something that completely changed the course of the investigation.
Okay, there's the old barn in the woods. This is actually a thriving farm at one point. Still a pretty solid looking old barn, except for that corner. I just love being out in the woods at night. Something really freaking cool about it. Okay. Something really freaking cool about it.
If you look closely at the moment when John walks out of the barn, you can clearly see a woman with long hair, dressed entirely in white, standing beside the trees and staring intently at him. However, John was unaware of her presence and continued to explore the farm for an additional 10 minutes. Fortunately, he did not capture or encounter the woman during that time. It wasn't until he returned home and reviewed the footage that he noticed the woman staring directly at him. The woman's identity remains a mystery, along with the question of whether John's experience that night was paranormal, especially considering the farm's reputation for being haunted. However, since John has not provided any further updates regarding the woman, this mystery remains unsolved.
And this is why I'm going to show you something that you've probably never seen before in a video. I've never come across it. I've always been worried about something like this happening, and then it did.
In February 2020, a YouTuber named Rhythm Rider uploaded a video titled "Exploring the Saddest Abandoned Time Capsule House" featuring his exploration partner Jay Clarks. His channel mostly features him exploring various abandoned buildings across North America. In the video, Rhythm explores a house once owned by an elderly woman who had sadly passed away. As he navigates through the rooms, he noticed that most of her possessions remain untouched, suggesting that the house has not yet fallen victim to looters or squatters. The calendars they discovered show that the house has been empty since August 2018. However, only a few minutes into their visit, Rhythm and Jay stumble upon something deeply sad and disturbing.
And as you can see, this is a time capsule. Everything is left behind. Things are a bit of a mess. There are squirrels in here. When we came up to this place, we knew there was something special about it. We didn't realize what we were going to find. It's pretty disturbing, pretty sad, but it's part of the story of life, and we really wanted to show you guys this. So the calendar here is August 2018. As I was saying, guys, the woman that lived here, she was a feisty lady. She had lots of hobbies, including knitting and all sorts of stuff.
The two explorers find a variety of items such as beautiful tableware, silverware, woven tapestries, and a fully stocked bar. Intrigued by everything they have found, they make their way upstairs. This is when they find something truly disturbing.
And this is why I'm going to show you something that you've probably never seen before in a video. I've never come across it. I've always been worried about something like this happening, and then it did. When we walked in here, we took a few steps in the door and we saw this on the ground. Now, for those who can't figure that, figure out what that is a body stain. And you can see right there, there's a walker. So, unfortunately, it seems that the woman who had lived here had taken a bad fall, landed on the floor, and that's where she expired, unfortunately. It's extremely, extremely sad to us. It's been one of my biggest fears, and it took us a long time to get in to actually figure out what we're going to do here. You know, despite it feeling weird, we figured we still need to tell the story because this is a good reminder to everybody that you need to check on your loved ones. It seemed this woman had passed and was laying here for God knows how long before she was found. So check in on your loved ones, guys.
In the middle of the hallway, a body stain lies next to a walker, indicating that the elderly woman likely suffered a serious fall and was unable to get up. Tragically, she passed away and her body decomposed before anyone could reach her. It's truly heartbreaking to witness the circumstances of her passing. Later in the video, Rhythm delivers an important message to check in on your loved ones whenever possible, as no one deserves to pass away in such a manner. Since 2020, neither Rhythm nor Jay have returned to that location.
What? Be careful, be careful. There's someone there. Someone there. Just like, see what it is. It might be, might need help.
Hello? Hello?
What?
This right here is a YouTuber named John, who in February of 2018 uploaded a video titled Abandoned Factory Exploration Gone Wrong on his channel Exploration Unknown. John's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he frequently posts footage of his bizarre encounters while exploring various haunted and abandoned sites throughout North America. In this particular video, John, along with his friend Tim, set out to explore an abandoned yacht factory located in Knoxville, Tennessee. According to John, the land where the factory was built was once a burial site during ancient Indian culture, and now the factory is rumored to be cursed, as there have been multiple reports of mysterious deaths and disappearances, and as a result, the factory was completely abandoned. The factory has even been linked to paranormal activity and is considered to be one of the most haunted buildings in Knoxville. Despite its dark and disturbing history, John and Tim choose to investigate this abandoned factory in the middle of the night. John starts off the video by venturing deep into the factory, and he immediately mentions that the building is huge and is unlike anything he's ever explored before. During this time, they suddenly hear a loud, banging noise coming from the factory, and this is when things start to take a turn for the worse for John and Tim.
Just as we're fixing to get into this, just again, a huge shout out to Michael. I keep hearing a banging sound.
Dude, something is banging.
Let's go check it out. I hear banging coming back here, Tim. Do you hear that?
I do hear that.
What is that?
Dude, that sounds like it's coming against that wall.
Dude, let's walk over there and
Let's
see
find out.
what that is. I've never been in a place this big. I hear something behind us. What is that banging?
Dude, that is loud. What is that scream?
I just saw a light, dude. I just saw a light up there in the top.
Sounds like work going on.
I know, it sounds like somebody working. Hold still.
Looks like
Hello? Is there a way to get up there?
After hearing the loud noises, it's evident that something or someone is inside the factory. At one point, John even sees a light flicker on the upper level, and when he calls them out, he unfortunately doesn't get any response. However, to their surprise, even after calling them out, the loud noises didn't stop and continued to get louder and closer.
Holy cow. I'm gonna get out from right at the edge of that. What?
sounds like something's coming this way.
It's getting closer.
Dude, that is getting closer. Sounds like it's about that time right there. It's going backwards now.
There's something up there. Oh my God, dude. I'm starting to... You okay? Oh, you're in water, dude.
Dude, what is that? Dude, get out from under here. I can't be in here anymore.
Yeah. That sounds like somebody walking.
How do we get up there?
That's what I'm wondering. You want to walk down?
Yeah, we can go down that way.
God, it sounds like people.
Keep an eye up there, bro, because I don't know if there's somebody walking up there messing with us.
I know. Let's walk on down. Dude, I see something leaning against it right there. Right there.
Oh, I see that.
Is that like a steps going up? I think somebody's made a homemade contraption. Yeah, it's a piece of metal they leaned up there.
Oh, that's so sketchy.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude, there's somebody here. There's somebody here. We don't want no trouble. We're just filming.
Dude, what do we get into?
After noticing the makeshift staircase, the two explorers approached it to investigate the upper level. However, as they were walking up to it, they suddenly heard a loud banging noise which startled both of them. The loud bang does appear to be a warning as the duo were getting closer to whoever was up there. The explorers, fearful for their lives, immediately called out and mentioned that they were not trying to harm anyone and were merely there to make a video, but yet again they didn't get any response. After this terrifying encounter, they decided to find another way to go up. However, as they were trying to find another way, they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
They're right above us.
They are. There's gotta be more than one up there. Man, this is creepy, Tim. This is insane.
I'm gonna freak out by that hole right there.
I know. There's gotta be somebody in here with us. There's just gotta be. Oh, there's an elevator shaft over here. Let's go. I swear I thought I heard something right here. Dude, I just heard something walk right above us again.
Dude, it's been following us the whole
Something's following us up here. Somebody's here. There's gotta be somebody here. Dude, I'm sketched out beyond. Okay, we made it a little bit farther. What the hell was that? Oh my God, dude.
Bro, what is that? It sounds like the whole building's gonna come down.
Let's go this way, man. Let's go this way. I'm getting really super sketched out. All right, guys. I don't have my piece on me. We're hearing stuff.
I can't believe you left that.
I know, man. I can't believe I left it either. Guys, we're going to get out of here. I think it's time to wrap it up. I don't know what kind of danger we're in. I'm pretty sure someone's here, and I do not know what their intentions are, nor do I want to find out what their intentions are. Dude, that come from over here.
What is that?
Holy shit, dude, get out of here. Oh, my God, dude.
On the other side.
Oh, God, dude. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
It's evident that a man dressed in all black is staring intently at the two explorers. After they spotted the man, they immediately ran out of the building and went back to their cars. To make matters even more disturbing, while John and Tim were attempting to find a way to go up, their camera recorded something that they had previously overlooked.
I know. There's got to be somebody in here with us.
If you look closely at the footage, you can clearly see a man dressed in all black trying to hide behind one of the pillars. It's not clear whether this was the same person who was staring at the two explorers before they ran off, but based on the man's appearance, it's probable that they encountered the same person. The man's true motives remain a mystery. It's likely that he was a squatter or a homeless individual who didn't want anyone inside the factory. At first, he made loud noises to warn them and tried to hide himself, and when that didn't work, he essentially stalked the explorers and revealed his presence, which effectively scared them off. Fortunately for John and Tim, the man didn't end up attacking or chasing after them and managed to escape the potentially dangerous situation without any harm.
Shit. Fucking doors just closed. Fucking gun.
In September of 2021, a British YouTuber named Colin uploaded a rather disturbing video titled "Exploring an Abandoned Hospital" to his channel The Bearded Explorer. His channel primarily focuses on urban exploration, and he frequently posts footage of his strange encounters while exploring various haunted and abandoned buildings. In this particular video, Colin decided to explore an abandoned hospital known as the Zachary Merton Ward, situated in Stanmore, England. Constructed in 1936, it was one of the first dedicated rehabilitation facilities in the UK. This was a crucial step in advancing patient care at that time, as there was a growing recognition of the need for specialized care for patients with chronic conditions. However, as medical technology and rehabilitation practices evolved, the need for older facilities like the Zachary Merton Ward diminished. The ward was ultimately shut down in the mid-1980s. Since then, the hospital has been completely abandoned for over 40 years and has gained a reputation for being haunted. One of the most famous paranormal sightings linked with the ward is that of the Grey Lady. She is typically described as a figure dressed in gray, believed to be the spirit of a former patient or staff member. Some witnesses have reported seeing her walking through the ward, while others have felt her presence without actually seeing her. Despite all this, Colin chose to explore the haunted hospital on his own. As he began his exploration and stepped foot inside the hospital, he immediately noticed the terrible condition of the building, with crumbling walls and ceilings along with piles of paper and junk scattered everywhere. During this time, he mentioned that this was one of the creepiest places he'd ever been in and was nothing like he'd ever explored before. As he explored further, he discovered stacks of old furniture and medical equipment left behind. Everything up to this point seemed to be going pretty smoothly for Colin, as he didn't hear or see anything unusual. However, as he made his way into the hallway, he started hearing some pretty bizarre noises, and that's when things started to take a very disturbing turn for Colin.
Do you know, I've been to a lot of buildings and places on my own, but this place here is giving me the chills like you wouldn't believe it. I think this place closed back in the 1980s. You know, it's been empty for a very, very long time. I'm actually surprised it's still here. Normally they bring these places down like... What's that? Oh, I'm hearing noises in there now. That wasn't nice. It sounded like footsteps. That was really creepy. There is so much stuff in here. Oh, what was that? I don't think there's anyone else in here. I'm sure there isn't. I keep hearing these weird noises. It's an empty, disused building. There's probably all sorts of animals and things in here.
After Colin heard the noises, he initially didn't think much of it, but when he heard the noise again, he ultimately concluded that it must belong to an animal and immediately got back to his exploration. However, as he explored the remaining parts of the building, he started hearing the noises once again.
Cool. Well, I think that is pretty much everything, guys. I think that's the whole site done. So take a walk back downstairs. Now I'm going to do some pictures, do some cinematics, and then I think we can make a move. Fuck. Hello?
As Colin was filming the window, he suddenly heard a loud banging noise coming from the hallway. He immediately went towards the noise to investigate its source, but unfortunately he found nothing that could have caused such a loud bang. Nevertheless, Colin didn't back down and continued with his exploration. However, as he was exploring one of the rooms, that's when he encountered something that sent him running out of the building.
What the hell is that? Starting to be some really weird stuff in here.
According to Colin, while he was walking through the hallway, he suddenly heard a loud bang. This immediately sent him running, and as he picked up his camera, he claimed to have seen a figure standing behind the blue chair before it vanished right before his eyes. Although his camera didn't capture the figure, he did identify a point in the footage where a figure can be seen standing, but it is still a mystery if this was a figure standing or merely just a shadow of some sort. However, the mystery surrounding the figure doesn't end here. After Colin uploaded this video to his channel, he uploaded another video where he returned to the haunted hospital a month later to investigate further. However, little did Colin know that what he was about to encounter this time would be far worse than anything he'd experienced during his previous visit.
Cannot believe that I'm doing this on my own at night. Definitely not going up that way first, I'm going this way first. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Oh my God, it is absolutely freezing in here. It is absolutely freezing. There's no windows open in here. Every single window is boarded. Okay, that was creepy. It felt like I bumped into someone, but there's no one there. Literally, I step into this room here. The temperature change from there to here. Now that is really strange.
As soon as Colin entered one of the rooms, he noticed that the temperature inside was significantly colder, and the moment he stepped back out, the temperature returned to normal. This detail is particularly alarming, given that many paranormal experts claim cold spots may indicate the presence of a ghost. The theory is that when a spirit moves, it absorbs heat from the environment, and therefore creates a cold spot within its path. Nevertheless, Colin didn't think much of this detail and continued with his exploration. However, just moments later, as he walked through the hallway, that's when he stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Why am I here on my own walking around this abandoned hospital that I saw something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a ghost. I mean, I can show you guys now, right? I saw something just behind that blue chair. Now, bearing in mind I saw it with my own eyes, I didn't realise I had it on camera. Let's do this. What the hell was that? I'm sure I heard something. I don't know. It's probably just the wind. Okay, this is the worst part for me. Whoa. I think it is just Whoa. Okay, that's scary. God, this is absolutely... What the fuck? No, I'm hearing noises all around me. I don't know what it is. I am just so terrified right now. I can hear noises. I don't know whether it's pigeons in the loft. I don't know if it's stuff falling from the ceilings. It must be.
After hearing the noises, Colin initially dismissed them as a pigeon. However, after hearing a similar noise several more times, he immediately went towards the noise to investigate its source. But unfortunately, he found nothing that could have caused those noises. He then left the hallway and went upstairs to explore the remaining parts of the building. During his exploration, Colin again felt the sudden shift in temperature, but he didn't back down and continued exploring. However, that's when he started hearing the noises once again, but this time they were louder and closer.
Goosebumps on my whole body right now are just... You could probably strike a match off my skin. Look at this little... What was that? What was that? What the hell was that? Fuck. I think it's just stuff falling from the ceiling, but it's bloody frightening the life out of me. Why does it look like a leg sticking out that door out there? It's not, but... Oh! I've just got all these ideas going through my head at the moment. Whoa. Oh, there's someone in there. That can't be. No. There's no one in here. There is nobody in here. It's just me. Hello? Oh, fuck. There's no one in here.
After Colin heard the loud bang, he immediately ran off, but eventually went back to investigate its source. Once again, despite searching everywhere, he found nothing that could have caused such a loud bang. By this point, Colin was consumed by fear and anxiety over everything he'd been witnessing that night. As a result, he decided to end his exploration and exit the building. However, just as Colin was trying to leave, that's when he encountered something that sent him running out of the building.
Oh, God, okay. Oh, I've never been so scared. I've never been so scared. I'm getting out of here. I've had enough. Fuck that. Fuck that. That was weird. That was really, really weird. What is it about this place? Oh, I hate this place, I really do. Just listen. Shit.
If you look closely at the footage, you can clearly see a red ball mysteriously rolling out of the room. Colin, upon spotting the ball, immediately rushes out of the building and safely makes it back to his car. It's still a mystery whether what Colin encountered that night was paranormal or not, along with the mystery of how the ball suddenly rolled out of the room, or whether the figure Colin claimed to have seen during his initial visit was somehow responsible for throwing the ball. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether Zachary Merton Ward in England was truly haunted or not.